to the ATM machine, and it's all fucking cops surrounding me. Mind you, I didn't do nothing wrong. No reason to lock me up because I didn't we didn't encounter about, doing, basically the only way you could get locked up is if you talk about money for sexual favors. We never did that. I think he knew I was too smart for it because the questions he was asking me, like, I was going around it. But I'm very smart, believe me, y'all. I'm very smart. And I've been taught by the best. Like, I could pick out an undercover, everything. Like I said, I was money hungry. Wasn't thinking. And what should have got me was when he asked me what was I going to be wearing. That should have been the number one thing that stood out. But again, I was being money hungry. So once the cops surrounded me, y'all, I already knew what it was. Like, I was so embarrassed because it was in Miami at one of the most upscale hotels. And the cops came, I already knew what it was. So I just put my head down and followed them to this damn room. We get into a room, it's all fucking cops in there. All cops setting bitches up. Setting them up. Y'all hear me? So it was like 10 girls in a room when I walked in. They crying, I'm just looking like, I can't believe my dumb ass is in this situation again. And I better not make it to a fucking newspaper. That's all I'm fucking thinking. I can't even shed a fucking tear. I was just mad at myself. So we went to the police station and I'm telling all the girls, it's alright, this ain't nothing. We're gonna be out, Y'all. We get to the fucking, okay, so they had to transport us from this hotel to the fucking Dade County police station. So we all had to get in this hot van. Mind you, we're in Miami. It's hot. So we get into the little wagon. You're handcuffed and you're shackled at the feet. And the wagon, we just to each other, like banging into each other. So we finally get to Dade County and they call us up so we can know what we charged for it. And all I kept saying was like, what is he charging me with? Because we didn't, because the other girls, I was asking them like what happened. And with the other girls, they was, like one girl told me that she was on the bed twerking and stuff and one cop was slapping her ass and next thing you know, the cops just busted in the room. We didn't do none of that. So what is my charge? Like what are they charging me with? Y'all. So they started calling girls up to come get their papers to see what she was charged with. Everybody had one piece of paper. When they called me up, I had two pieces of paper. So I'm looking around like, why y'all only got one? I got two. Y'all, I read that paper. And this is when I knew. That cops are not, I don't like cops. And guess what? My stepdad was a cop. He was a cop. He's not anymore, but I don't like cops. I don't care who you are. I do not like cops because cops, they don't have no good intentions. Not one. I don't care. They're all bad. I don't care. This motherfucker wrote on the paper that I told him if he'd give me $300 that I would y'all, on my daughter, that was a fucking lie. God could strike me right now. That was a fucking lie. So I just couldn't believe my eyes. Like everybody looking at me. So this is when I started fucking crying. Cause I'm like, I just couldn't believe it, you know? So we go in Dade County. As soon as you go in Dade County, it's nothing like, I'm from Jersey, so it's nothing like Jersey, like, you know, where everybody's separated. No, the girls and guys are together. So when we was walking in, the CEOs, they knew we was there for. So everybody's laughing at us. And it was just so embarrassing. So embarrassing. The next day came, we went to court. And God was with me, y'all, because he knew that was a lie. He knew that was a lie. I was the only one who got released that day. Out of 50 girls that got caught, they had to do 10 days in the county. I got I don't know, they just released me. I had to take a test. Why? I don't know. But they made me take a test. Of course, negative, you know, always safe. That's when, always safe, always. And they let me go. All the other girls, they had to do 10 days, and I felt so bad. But I knew God was on my side because I really didn't do nothing wrong. You know, y'all know what I'm saying. Like, I was wrong, but the cop lied on me. God was basically, he was on my side. Okay, y'all. So I met up with some girl, like, you know, during the raid or whatever. Me and her got close. So I had called her friend, and he sent me the money to get her out. So I bailed her out. I think her bill was like $1,000 or something. So I bailed her out and, you know, brought her back. She was staying with us. Now, mind y'all, remember I told y'all we got scammed out of our place that we got. Okay, so the sheriff came and was like, I just got out of jail. Just got out of jail. Everything is happening back to back to back, y'all. So as soon as I get out of jail, I come home, I brought her with me, you know, to stay here, da-da-da-da-da. A couple hours later, the sheriff's banging at the fucking door. So I'm like, I know they ain't here for me, so I'm scared as hell. My best friend opens up the door. Y'all, whoever forgot the house around, basically, they was losing the house. So they tried to get money, and we fell for the trap. So we had 3 days to leave that place. And it was just like, what else could go wrong from here? Like, what else? What else? Like, God, what are you trying to tell me? Like, that's just how I was feeling, y'all. So we packed up and we said, you know what, we're gonna go to Atlanta. Because the girl who I was with, she stayed in Atlanta. And she was like, you can come stay with me. And of course, my best friend, he wanted to go back anyway because he met somebody in Atlanta and he wanted to go be with him. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I was like, I'm gonna ride with her. And y'all know what's so crazy? Again, I did not go with my gut instinct. My gut instinct told me to ride with my best friend to Atlanta. No. I wanted to be down, y'all. I wanted to be down. So I drove with her back to Atlanta. So we driving from Miami to Atlanta. 3 hours in, she asked if I could drive, mind you. I'm like, I don't have my license. She was like, neither do I. So I'm like, oh my God. Mind y'all, I'm high off of a Percocet. I just popped a perk. I'm high as hell. I'm not gonna lie, I'm high as hell, and I just got done smoking. Y'all, my dumb ass getting driver's side and pull off. And I'm not gonna lie, I was so high. Like, it was so hard for me to like try to keep my eyes open. So I'm speeding. We get pulled over by the damn cops. And we got pulled over. He ran my license. Of course, I didn't have one. Guess what, y'all? They found a little tiny fucking joint in the car. This big. I swear to God, I couldn't even take a pull out of it. So they came, and it was a state trooper. But I'll never forget. So he's like, y'all gotta get, no, he went back to the car and he was running our name. So he came back, he was like, yeah, I'm just letting you know, y'all both gotta get in the cop car because we gotta search the car. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, we just moved from Jersey to Florida. So I had my weed and I had my Percocets with me. I had them like in a sandwich bag. So I hurried up and got the bag and got out the car. And I would never forget the cop saying, I'm telling y'all now, if y'all have drugs or something on you or weapons on you, and if you get into this cop car with them, that is a felony. So please let me know if you have anything. So at this time, I'm like, oh my, I'm scared as hell. I'm scared as hell. So mind y'all, I got the sandwich bag full of it was like 5 Percocets and it was like a half a pound of bud. I mean a half ounce of bud. So y'all, I'm scared. I'm like, yo, what am I going to do? We're going to call the girl Sally. I'm like, Sally, what am I going to do? She was like, you going to have to put it in you. So I'm like, I ain't putting this in me. She was like, are you going to have a felony? Which one? So y'all know what I started doing. So I'm in a cop car, stuffing this shit up in me. It gets inside of me. So I'm like, whew. You know, the lady cop came, she searched us, and they let Sally go. Sally's license was good, come to find out. Yeah, y'all, Sally's license was good. They charged me, driving while suspended, and for the bud. She didn't even get charged for it. And that was her shit, y'all. That was her shit. That was her shit. So guess what happened, y'all? And we was 1 mile away from Georgia. My dumb ass got locked up. So now I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, locked up. I will never forget, in Hamilton County. And I'm calling everybody. And I couldn't get out because I was from Jersey. They did not want to let me out. They wanted me to wait 30 days to go to court down there. Y'all, I did 10 days in Hamilton County. My mom finally got a lawyer or something. I don't know. It was something. But to God be the glory, I was up out of there. So as soon as I got out of there, I called my best friend, like, hey, I'm out, da-da-da-da-da. Guess what, y'all? He left me. He went back the fuck to Jersey. So I called Sally, hey, I'm out, da-da-da-da-da. No response. So I'm just like, oh my God, what the fuck am I gonna do now? So I'm in the middle of nowhere, out of jail, in this little ass town in Florida that nobody even know about, stranded. So the cops came. Of course they couldn't leave me stranded. My dad had sent me some money. That's a whole nother story. But my dad had sent me some money to get home, to catch the bus. So I only had enough money to catch the bus to Atlanta. So I caught the bus to Atlanta. So I knew I had family in Atlanta. So I caught the bus to Atlanta, y'all. Called my cousins. They came and got me. And from there, the next day, I went back to Jersey. Now, y'all think that was the worst? No. Now we getting into it, y'all. Y'all ready? Because here we go. I could write a book. I think I am. So, y'all. So, I get back to Jersey. I'm skinny as hell because I wasn't eating shit. Like, I'm skinny as hell. I'm already skinny. I was like a stick. Okay? Like a skeleton. A bone. Really. So I get back to Jersey and I go to my best friend's house. And my best friend is telling me Like, basically, we had a conversation, and it was just a lot. Like, me and my best friend wasn't on the same page no more, because I felt like he traded on me. Because I'm like, damn, how you just leave me in Florida locked up, and you really came back to Jersey and said, fuck me. So, me and him got into this real big argument. Now, at this time, I'm homeless. I don't have nowhere to go. I barely talked to any of my family. My mom lived in Florida, and when I was locked up in Florida, I'm thinking as soon as I gotta get out, I can just go to my mom's house. No, my mom lived 8 hours away from wherever I was at. So it was just too much. I just wanted to go home. So anyway, make a long story short, got back to Jersey. Me and my best friend had gotten into this big fallout. But he gave me $100 to borrow, so I could get a hotel room. So once I got to that hotel, I went back to how I knew how to survive. I started posting again. So I'm on Backpage. Keep posting. Earning money, making money. Yo, I lived in a hotel for a year. I lived in hotels for a year straight. I was so money hungry to the point where one time I was over Philly. Like I said, I traveled all over, y'all. All over. I didn't have a home. Like I said, my home was the hotel. So I traveled all over. So I went to Philly, and I don't know what part I was in, but whatever part I was in, I remember like I had regulars wherever I was at. I already had clientele. And one of them called me and was like, hey, I'm about to come see you. Where are you at? And I told him what hotel I was at. And he was like, oh no, like you gotta get out of there. You gotta get out of there now. So I'm like, well, ain't nothing happened to me, so why I gotta get out? Yeah, I don't know if I'm dumb or dumber. I really don't. Again, being money hungry, I had like $5,000 on me. I was in a hotel, and what I did was, when I get money, because I knew I was going to get robbed. I just didn't know when. I already had this feeling. I just did. So, y'all know the mirrors or pictures that just hang on the wall? I just lift up the mirror, and I would put my money under it and just lean it back. Nobody gonna check that. And I put like $200 or $300 in the drawer. So this one morning, y'all, I'm on the phone with my best friend. And I was like, yeah. And I only saw my regulars. But this time, my phone rang, and I was like, you know what? Let me just dib and dab. Being money hungry. The money he was talking, it sounded good. And mind y'all, I only saw older men, like 45 and up. I'm being honest with y'all. And when he called, he made his voice seem like he was older than what he was. And when he came, he knocked on the door. And mind y'all, the hotel I was in didn't have no peepholes. And how you open up the door is not with a key card, it's with a key. So as soon as I opened up the door, this nigga rammed in. And before I could move, because I was about to get my taser or something, before I could move, he hit me with the gun. Boom. Mind you, my friend is on speaker. He hit me with the gun. So I'm screaming. Like, we're gonna call my best friend, Nico. So I'm screaming. I'm like, Nico, like, please help me. And all I remember him saying is, oh, your pimp ain't gonna help you. He the reason why I'm here, such and such. He thought I had a pimp, not knowing, So I'm not saying shit. He keep hitting that. Where the fuck is the money? Where is the money? So I'm telling him, like, look in the drawer. So he's holding me down by my neck like this, choking me and dragging me with him while he's looking for the money and stuff. So he took my trap. I had a road phone and 2 trap phones. He took my trap phones, not knowing that I still had my road phone. So my best friend had called the cops. I didn't know this. Because I wouldn't have called the cops because I already know. Come on, like you in this game, you can't call the cops if you got robbed. You gotta take it. You gotta take it to the shit, real shit. So he called the cops, and when the cops came, they was like, "Well, I'm lost. Like, why would you? Why was he even here? Like, da 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 da." I'm like lying. So I'm thinking it's room service. Well, why would room service be knocking on your door this early? I don't know. All this other shit. So, whatever. Leave me alone. Let's talk to the cops. So I packed my shit up, y'all, and guess what I did? I went to another fucking hotel. So that was that. That was that. So, like I said, I've been living in hotels for a year. A whole year. So then, finally, when I started getting on my feet, I got my place in Camden. I would never forget. I got my first apartment in Camden. And I was so happy. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm about to turn my life around. Stuff is finally starting to look and add up. Da, 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 da. I'm moving my place, y'all. Things is going good. Things is going good. I stopped doing Percocets. I was now prescribed. I was then subscribed Suboxones at that time. So I was off of Percocets. Things was going good. Things was going good. I don't know what. Oh, okay. So rumors started going around. Like once you do something, you already know. They just going to keep talking about it. So rumors kept going around or whatever. And it got back to my sister and my mom or something. I don't know. I guess they thought I was out of control. But they wasn't speaking to me. Mind you, like I said, I was on Percocet. So when anybody tried to come to me and try to talk to me, I was always in defense mode. Always. So nobody could talk to me. Nobody. So my sister had texted me one day and was basically like, worried about you, da 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 da. I want to take Paige for a while, blah, blah. And I'm like, ain't nobody. Oh, because my aunt had passed away. My aunt passed away, so Paige was back with me full time. And I was like, ain't nobody taking my daughter from me. Point blank, period. Nobody's taking my daughter. Nobody. So somebody called DIFUS on me. That's what happened. Okay, somebody had called DIFUS on me. And it was one of my, quote unquote, who I thought was my friend. Oh, and about the apartment in Philly. I know, I keep going all over. So I was spending all that money in Philly helping that girl with her little rent, that $350 a month, y'all. She was keeping the fucking money. She was on perks, on dope, all that. I didn't even know she was on dope at that time. But she was on all that. And come to find out, we got evicted from that place. So all that time I was paying her little $400 a month, she was keeping it, not even paying rent. Okay, so that's what happened. My bad, y'all. I know the story is all over. The story long. I'm just trying to get the basics out. So somebody called DIFUS on me. And the DIFUS kids didn't go nowhere because nobody had proof of what they was trying to say. It was all bullshit. Put it like that. It really was. So I guess DIFUS was calling around trying to see if I had family or whatever, and they got in contact with my sister. So my sister had texted me one day and was like, I'm worried about you. I wanted to take Paige for a while, while you get yourself together. And I'm like, ain't nobody taking my fucking child. Point blank, period. So I wish I just listened to my sister at that time. But my aunt came back around. And basically, she had me thinking that my sister and my mom was out to get me. When honestly, my sister was trying to help me. So she was like, just let me joint custody or whatever. That way your sister, your mom can't get them. Because mind you, my mom's living in Florida. So I'm thinking that my sister is trying to get my daughter and take her to Florida away from me. So my aunt was like, you know, I'll take joint custody, da 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 da, and everything will be fine. Worst mistake of my life. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I will never forget the day we went to court. Guess what, y'all? My aunt caught the DIFUS worker there. I didn't know none of this at the time. And the judge called me up, and my sister was showing her all these pictures, old pictures from years ago. So I'm like, why is she doing this to me? Like, why is she doing this to me? And I said this to the judge. I said, and I sure did. I said, Your Honor, I don't care if they show you a picture of me sucking a penis. My daughter are not in any of them pictures. So please tell me what my daughter have to do with any of this. And the judge said, you know what, you're right. And she turned to my aunt and my sister. She said, y'all can't tell me that this young lady don't love her child. She's here, she's fighting for her. Yeah, she probably going through something else, but y'all cannot tell me that she do not love her child. And no, we are not taking her away from her mother. The judge asked me, she said, do you want to do joint custody? And my dumb ass said, yeah. I said, I want to give my aunt, you know, I want to do joint custody with my aunt. So the judge said, okay. And I'm thinking, you know, everything about to be over. I'm about to go get my daughter from school, da, 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 da. My aunt had told the judge that I had a warrant. I had $800 in my pocketbook. They locked me up. And I told my aunt, I said, take my money. I was like, you know, I'm thinking she on my side, y'all. I'm like, take the money, you know, please bail me out. I'm going to call you as soon as I get, you know, in the system. As soon as I get in the system, I called her. And she's like, all right, bet. Nobody came and got me. I did 10 days in jail. 10 days in jail. And I couldn't believe it. That's when I knew. She tricked me. She tricked me. And I just felt so stupid. And to this day, I still do. I'm not gonna lie. I still do. But I love her to death. But I just, it's just like, why would you do that to me? So I did 10 days in jail, y'all. I think that was the worst. I came home and everybody know how I am by my daughter. As soon as I got home, I ran to her and I called a cab. I said, please take me to such and such. I get there, I would never forget. My grandma was sitting on the porch with her two friends, and I walked up and I'm like, hey grandma, and she was like, hey. So I'm like, Paige here? She's like, ain't nobody here, no. So I'm like, oh, all right, well, can you get my pocketbook? Because it was just like, what the fuck is you here for? That's how they was treating me. So I'm like, oh, all right, well, can you get my pocketbook and my phone? She was like, stay right here. Mind y'all, my daughter is in the backyard the whole time. I didn't notice at this time. So I'm like, so she brought me back my pocketbook and stuff, and I got back in the cab. And I just started crying. And as we pulled off, my aunt had flew up, started beeping the horn, flagging me down. So I pulled over, got out the car. She hugged me. She hugged me so tight. And I'm thinking everything is about to be okay. Everything is about to change. You know, we finally about to move forward. No, my life got worse from that day. She took me to the bar. She had a drink or whatever. And she was basically like telling me, like, yeah, the judge said that Paige gotta stay with me, da 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 da. The judge never said none of that. The judge said you have joint custody. The judge never said that Paige had to stay anywhere. Because if that was the case, I would never have agreed to that shit. And everybody know that. So, the judge basically told me that I had to keep a place and I had to keep taking my medication. And if I do that, then there's nothing that they will leave me alone about Paige. So that's what I plan to do, y'all. So while I was in jail, my aunt thought that I was going to get evicted. And she did, because she kept my rent money. Mind y'all, my rent was only $600. I had $800 in my pocketbook. They knew I was going to get evicted. She sent my brother and some of her son's friends to go pack up my fucking house, thinking that I was going to be evicted instead of paying the rent. So can't nobody tell me that they wanted to help me, because they did not. They wanted me in the fucking street. That's what they wanted, but God didn't allow that. So I came home, y'all. My whole house was packed up. She threw my medication in the trash. So I'm like, how the fuck am I going to take my medication? Knowing that I get tested, knowing that I got to go to court to get tested. Because if the judge sees this in my system, then I'm fine. I can keep Paige. So basically, I just felt like everything was a setup. Her house was, like, she had Paige room decked out, okay? Paige had a purple room, a nice, pretty bed, all that. So I'm like, what the fuck? And Paige crying, like, hey mom, like, Paige is stuck. That's my daughter. She was like, hey mom, can I come home with you? So I'm like, yeah. And she was like, no, she can't, saying like, you know, the judge says she can't, all this other shit. So everybody know how I am. I ain't say nothing then. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm just gonna go pick her up from school tomorrow. Y'all, I went to school the next day to pick up Paige from school. So I'm like, hey Paige. Paige looked at me like, I don't know. It seemed like they was telling her something. You know, she was young at this time. And it looked like she, you know how kids is. She wanted to run to me. But it was like, you know. So I'm sitting there looking like, Paige. Security came up to me. My aunt went up to the school and told them that I couldn't see my daughter no more. Blah, blah. Making up all these fucking lies, y'all. All these fucking lies.